The November 4th, 2025 meeting of the Richmond Sanitary District Board of Commissioners is called to order. The first item of business is approval of board minutes from the October 28th, 2025 meeting.
President Miller,
Yes, Mr. Bakshi?
motion for approval of board minutes from October 28th, 2025 as presented.
And I will second the motion. There's a motion and a second to approve the board minutes from October 28th of 2025 as presented. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item of business is the approval of invoices from check dates October 24th of 2025.
President Miller,
Yes, Mr. Bakshi?
motion for approval of invoices from check date October 24th, 2025. The total amount was $93,021.73, with the notable being just for Commonwealth Engineers at $30,000.
And I will second the motion. There's a motion and a second to approve invoices from check dates October 24th of 2025 totaling $93,021.73. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item of business is the director's report.
Yes, Madam President and Board. Before you is the monthly report for September. There's not a whole lot to note in here. Everything's kind of tracking as we would expect. I mean, there's a couple things we've talked about a few times over the course of the last couple of years. Fuel, and as you saw at the last meeting, we moved some funds to cover where we're going to be short on fuel. In addition, that construction waste showing up at the landfill is still kind of down as it was last year. Granted, it's usually a couple of big projects. It's not a linear per month type of an aspect, but we are trending down. I would expect us to land down. From what I know, no big company has reached out to us about bringing a project. Usually it's part of a bid and they kind of get costs, and I don't know. I'm not aware of any right now, so I would assume we land a little short on that revenue side. Beyond that, there's nothing in the report of note unless there are questions.
I noticed a couple of the, particularly like utilities and some of those that were up. I'm not sure, would that have been in part because of the new building?
To some degree it is. Some of it's just cost went up for those, and we sort of estimate like a 3%, but if they're different than that, then we land a little short. So that was a big part of the reason that we landed there. There's a couple other things that can occur, and I don't know that it has this year, but just as examples, in 62010507, like the gas cost, we run methane to run our anaerobic digesters. I'm trying to see if this year it has. In a couple of years, I know it's come up this way. But we usually use the methane created by the process itself to heat them. There's times where, particularly if it gets really cold, we use more gas than we make, and it has to pull natural gas, right? And that's a significant cost. So there's some things like that that can swing really heavy based on weather as well, in some of our utilities. So we have those. I mean, I'm still fortunate that the electric in 62010507 after our project, has been down approximately $300,000, $250,000 from what it was before. But, there's still changes in electrical costs and gas costs, water costs that have occurred, so.
Okay, thank you. And leaf pickup progressing okay?
Going okay. Yeah, it goes on for the next 4 or 5 weeks. There, and again, that schedule's out for both the city's portion and the sanitary district's portion. But
The leaves are hanging in there this year.
yeah, it was a weird year.
It's like it's more color now than a couple weeks back. Okay, anything else?
I have nothing else.
Thank you. The next item of business is the recommendation to award the quote for the purchase of polymer.
Yes, Madam President, board member. At our October 28th board meeting, we received quotes for polymer from 2 vendors. After reviewing the quotes, Brian Phillips and I recommend to the board to enter into a 3-year agreement with Polydyne Incorporated of Rice, Georgia, starting January 1, 2026. The agreement will have the option to renew each year 2027 and the option to renew 2028, ending December 31st, 2028. The cost of the polymer quoted per tote will be in, actually 2026 will be $3,726 per tote. In 2027, $3,818 per tote. And in 2028, $3,887 per tote. Polydyne Incorporated of Rice, Georgia was the lowest and most responsive and responsible vendor to quote this product. And we currently use them now.
Okay. Is there much change over the past?
Not,
No.
I didn't write it down, but not a big increase at all.
Any other questions or comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
President Miller,
Yes, Mr. Bakshi?
motion for recommendation to award quote for purchase of polymer as presented.
And I will second the motion. There's a motion and a second to award the quote for purchase of polymer as presented. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item of business is the recommendation to enter into an agreement with OW Crone for professional financial services.
Yes, Madam President and Board. This is for financial services related to bonds and rates or any other thing needed on that front. Crone has done this type of work for us for a good number of years and are in the middle of working on some rate analysis for us currently. And so we requested a proposal and are recommending to enter into a contract, an on-call contract for 2026 through 2028, which is similar to what we've had in the past. And it would be done based on hourly rates that are shown here.
And I like that they are holding their rate through 2028.
Yes, they are, right. Not many do that.
Any questions or comments? If not, I will entertain a motion.
President Miller,
Yes, Mr. Bakshi?
motion for recommendation to enter into agreement with OW Crone for professional financial services as presented.
And I will second the motion. There's a motion and a second to enter into an agreement with OW Crone for professional financial services as presented. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item of business is the recommendation to approve change order number 2 to 54-2023 with Brackney for the Hayes Lift Station.
Yes, Madam President and Board. I anticipate this will probably be the final change order. I didn't mark it that way because there are still funds left through this loan and a few things to wrap up on the project. But this is a change order that kind of cleans up the bidding schedule for all the items. It adds a few things, some things we had to change with regard to a sewer and a manhole out there near the station, some fence quantities, and things like that. This change order is to decrease the contract amount by $32,082.34. If you combine that with the previous decrease of about $65,000, where our project is coming in a little less than $100,000 under the bid amount, so not quite 3% of the project to be a decrease. This project also adds some days to the project, about a month on substantial completion and about a year on final completion. There's been some things here over the past year that we've still been working through from a control standpoint and just a couple things, and they haven't interrupted really the operation of the station. It was up and going, but we haven't closed it out. So I'm adding those days to the project to account for that work. We should be wrapped up then, hopefully by the end of the year. Is the goal and what this puts us to. So my recommendation is to approve this contract for a decrease to the contract and adding days, as I had said.
Thank you. We always like to see those decreases.
Yes.
Any questions or comments or motion?
President Miller,
Yes, Mr. Bakshi?
motion for a recommendation to approve change order number 2 to 54-2023 with Brackney for Hayes Lift Station as presented.
And I will second the motion. There's a motion and a second to approve change order number 2 to contract 54-2023 with Brackney for the Hayes Lift Station as presented. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item of business is the recommendation to approve change order number 3 to contract 53-2023 with Sunesis for the Short Creek Lift Station.
Yes, Madam President and Board. This, again, should be a final change order, even though not marked that way. It's a few items that was missed when we came, or that were missed when we came and did the change order number 2. It adds a keypad for the gate and some concrete work for the electric transformer that was changed up a little bit during the project. So this increases the project by $2,619.33. And again, this project, it's not coming in under budget, but less than 1% over budget, which is still a really good outcome on a project like this. So it's my recommendation to approve this change order.
Thank you. Any questions or a motion?
President Miller,
Yes, Mr. Bakshi?
motion for a recommendation to approve change order number 3 to 53-2023 with Sunesis for Short Creek Lift Station as presented.
And I will second the motion. There's a motion and a second to approve change order number 3 to contract 53-2023 with Sunesis for the Short Creek Lift Station as presented. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item of business is number 8, which was to receive quotes on a salt spreader, but that, due to the timing of the quotes, that will be delayed until a later meeting. And any other comments on that? Okay. The next item of business is miscellaneous. Does anyone have anything else to be brought before the board today? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn,
So moved.
and I will second. There's a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. And I will now turn it over to President Bakshi for the stormwater meeting.
Thank you. I'd like to call to order the November 4th, 2025 Richmond Sanitary District's Stormwater Management Board meeting. First item on the agenda is the approval of board minutes from October 14th, 2025.
And President Bakshi, I would like to make a motion to approve the minutes of the October 14th, 2025 meeting as presented.
I will second. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. The next on the agenda is the approval of invoices from check date October 9, 17, and 24th, 2025. Total amount was $32,143.19.
And President Bakshi, I would like to make a motion to approve the invoices from check dates October 9th, 17th, and 24th of 2025. They total $32,143.19. And there is one significant invoice from Cooley Contracting LLC for $19,827.50.
I will second. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. The next on the agenda is the recommendation to enter into agreement with OW Crone for professional financial services.
Yes, Mr. President and Board. This is the same as the Sanitary Board, but because we have work that is on the stormwater side as well with rates and bonds and miscellaneous evaluation, we bring it to both boards. So it's my recommendation to enter into an agreement with Crone & Associates for financial consulting on an on-call hourly basis at rates provided in this agreement for years 2026 through 2028.
Any questions, comments? I'll entertain a motion.
I would like to make a motion to enter into the agreement with O.W. Crone for professional financial services for the stormwater portion of such costs.
I will second, and all in favor? signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion approved. And this will take us to miscellaneous. Is there anything for miscellaneous? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I so move.
I second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you so much.
Thank you.